sort out that. We should be good. Good evening everyone and welcome to a rain-soaked Suzuka circuit for Contest of Speed Tier 3. My name is Dan, I will be your commentator this evening, and joining me, sitting alongside me in the commentary box, is the font of all knowledge when it comes to Suzuka. It's
Lovely.
Matt. Hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Danny. Oh, the rain will spice things up this evening.
It will. It throws another element of tactics into the game, because we know, and to be fair most of the drivers know as well, it was announced earlier that the race is actually going to be in dry conditions. So we're going to have a big element of strategy involved here. We're going to have drivers potentially going out on a wet setup just to get themselves up the grid, because overtaking is notoriously difficult here.
Okay.
And again, we might have drivers going out on a dry setup being slightly lower down the order, but when it comes to race day, having immense pace compared to some other guys.
Perry's the first one to be braving the elements this evening.
Shall we do a... I'll go on board if you want to talk us through the lap.
I shall talk you through that. So he's currently going through the S curves, which is a series of complex curves from turn 3 through to turn 7, which is very similar to that of Maggots and Beckett's. He's now coming up to the Dunlop curve, usually fairly flat out in the dry, but in the wet obviously a bit tricky. Looking to take as much speed as he can into Degner 1, now he's looking for a nice clean exit out of Degner 2. Oh, not like that though. Up towards the hairpin, which is a hard braking zone. Looking to turn the car in early, get good traction as he makes his way down to the next major curve, or corner of the circuit, which is the spoon curve. Here he comes, so he's looking to flick it in with the left. Carries as much speed as he can using the outside curve, and then making a late apex and brushing the outside curve as he finishes the spoon curve. Now down to the infamous and the quickest part of the circuit. He's looking down at 130R.
Scenes of great overtakes.
Going flat. Yep. And now into a incident corner, Casio chicane, where Senna and Prost infamously crashed in 1988, affecting the championship. And now comes to the start-finish line, which is our only DRS zone of the track this evening. As Matrix has retired.
Matrix is out, and he's on track as well. Oh, he's there. Oh, he's lost it at turn 3. Oh, it might be turn 2. I know what he's done there. We just saw it on board with Perry. I reckon he's gone into turn 2, taking too much curb, and it's just flicked the back end round.
And it says thank you very much and good night.
That's the first victim of the circuit. And I don't know about you, Matt, I think we'll see a lot of people have a lot of accidents tonight.
I think because everyone's thinking more ahead to the race and running a dry setup, I don't think anyone's going to be advantageous for pole this evening.
No, I think running a wet setup in these conditions, you'd be looking at around a 137, 138, I think, for these guys for qualifying. I might be completely wrong. These guys might obliterate that. But I would expect them to be around that, if maybe a little bit slower, depending on what setup they're running. Let's see, Perry through 130R, coming up to the final chicane. Ooh, little touch of the grass on the inside. That'll lose him a couple of tenths of a second, but he should still get his lap in. Here he goes, fastest, 141.9 for Perry, the opening lap.
Not bad from a third place driver in the championship so far.
Blank though, straight in front with a 141.8, only a tenth in it for the two Toro Rossos leading the way so far. Dan, our championship leader, comes in over a second quicker than the pair of them.
Have some of that, boys.
140.7. Great effort from him.
Oh, Dab Clan says otherwise.
The Dab Clan again, nearly a second again quicker, 39.9. Something else we will see, similar to how dry qualifying will get quicker as the track rubbers in. The track here, as it gets a dry line form, will start to come back to the drivers, so we will see times tumble.
Means just finishing off a lap, I think.
And the sister has. See what he can do.
I think he was
been struggling, and you can tell with the lap time, but he's got himself a banker lap. He's not going to be last, at least. Just so everyone knows, we've got Neles this evening on a qualifying ban for deliberately crashing his car in the Russian Grand Prix, which is why the safety car came out last week.
He is firmly on the league naughty step.
He is indeed. I'm going to follow MP Motorsport round with his flying lap. One of those drivers who can pull out a stonker of a lap if he can just nail the corners properly. Perry improves, 39.7.
No, Varmir. Let's hope he was getting out of the way. If not, he's gone off.
There's no point having that graphic up, they're all on intermediates. Motorsport runs wide at Degner 1, I'm not sure if that invalidated his lap time or not. He's still pushing, so I'm assuming it didn't.
I mean, Varamir's getting out of the way.
And we've got a slow moving car ahead of him here. Just going to go on board so we can try and spot who that is. It's coming up towards the spoon curve now. Struggling for traction there, coming through that long sweeping curve. Varamir gets out of the way well in that Mercedes. Neles disqualified from session for blocking the pit lane. That won't affect him too much.
No, and I think that's a harsh disqualification for them.
I think it will be him getting out. Oh, big crash for Dan Hilton.
And he was on a lap as well. I think I've just seen it. I think he's lost it coming out of 130R.
He will have done. He'll have had too many horses rampant under that right foot.
Moosey with a 143.3 puts himself into 9th in the top 10.
And Motorsport, as we just saw, came across the line, goes 4th with a 141.3.
So, dare I say it, the usual suspects.
They are. I think there's a couple we could see improve though. I think Blank could definitely improve and get himself into that top group. I think Varamir has the potential to. Liam as well, if he can put his lap together, can definitely challenge like the lower end of that.
Just going to run through our Drivers' Championship while we've got a little break.
Go for it. I shall enjoy an alcoholic beverage.
Likewise. Dan Robo 2000 currently top our championship leader with 56. Matrix, who is second in 45 but has crashed out of qualifying. So it's going to be an uphill task for him. Perry the Dog on 36 points despite missing a race. He's currently third in the championship and provisional pole. Ross, who's not here tonight, is 4th on 33, Barry on 25, the same as Blank, with MP Motorsport 7th, the same as Grey Fox, who's also not here tonight. Fish in 9th with 15 points, and Caddy, the other Force India, with 10 points, rounds out the top 10 in the championship.
Got Perry on a lap at the moment, trying to improve his time further. Takes 130R. It's a nice wide line there into the final chicane. We've got Dan Hilton in the chat saying he was pushing too hard. We guessed you did, mate. All we saw was a wreckage, but Perry abandons that lap. Got Dan on a lap though, championship leader, currently in P3.
Have a look at Racer, because he's up by 0.4 of a second on his previous lap.
That would currently put him P6 or 7.
Yeah,
P7 I think.
P6. It'll be a 42-1, wouldn't it?
I'll stay on board with Dan.
Oh, backhand steps out. Controls it very well.
Nice work from Saigo there, getting out the way of the Haas.
Howard's to the line with a 1:41.6, puts him up to 5th.
That's a great time from him. Fantastic work.
Sector.
We've got Mitch, my teammate from Tier 2, Mitch in the chat. You should be paying attention. You're paying to be there.
I mean, there's 2 of us and 16 cars on track. It's difficult. Is my response to that? It is very tricky.
What? He's having trouble concentrating at uni.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, he says he can't miss a cos race. Well, we admire your dedication, Mitch, but we can't condone you missing valuable education time, even though it's a much better thing to do.
Missing things. Dan Lovo has gone to a 39.6 and
He has.
provisional pole.
He has. I was on board. I just wasn't watching.
Don't tell him that.
Well, that's fine. That's what I've got you for. So, everyone in the chat, what are your race predictions? Let us know in the comments. Give us some of your wacky predictions as well. How many safety cars? Who's going to go out first? Can Matrix...
finishes?
Yeah, how many finishes? How many retirements? Will Matrix... Yes, Nellas, it is me. Ah, see, there we go. That's the community we love. 2Spell offering to tutor Mitch later if he's studying history or politics, and it's pointless because he's studying microeconomics. It's the thought that counts, though, everyone.
Yeah. We're a loving family here, you know.
We are.
For each other.
We are.
His race has just improved, jumped back above his teammate MP Motorsport. So Williams that way over 5th and 6th. Getting feisty already.
Blank's improved his time up to 4th. He's now 31 thousandths off 3rd place in Dab Clan.
And he's going, but Dab Clan's going quicker as well.
Is he? I'm still on board with Dan. I need to move the camera around.
Could be interesting.
Let's jump on board with one of the Force Indias. We've got Vish going through the S section. Firm fan favourite he is in the Force India.
Shout out commentary team. Oh, Dabclan drifts it. Rally style around the spoon curve. That is well held, sir.
Great car control, but not particularly quick.
He's still not stopped him. He's doing over 190. 188 for 130R in these conditions. That is ballsy.
That is ballsy. Must have been
Pushing
finding the
hard,
limits of the
backhand
grip
steps out
there.
again. Oh, he's going the pits.
He's bailed out of the lap.
Interesting.
Vish coming up to the spoon curve now. You can see him on screen. Takes as much track as possible there to give himself the best possible exit here. Stretching those gears out.
Watching Varamir behind. He's just entered the first part of the spoon curve. Now
Vish heading up towards 130R, changes up into 8th. 190 he enters, runs wide. That's going to have invalidated that lap time.
it'd be fine.
So you're watching Varamir behind him. Much cleaner through 130R. Seemed to hold the speed through.
Yeah, no, he's up back out of that. Because he was up by 3/10 in the first sector and then he made a mistake.
Have we got Perry out on a lap? We do, just coming out of spoon curve down towards 130R.
SK's ready to go again, banging that. So, with 3 minutes to go, this probably won't be our order. We've got Dan Robber in first, Perry second, Dadclan third, Vanner fourth, Blank fifth, Cali sixth, Racer seventh, MP Motorsport eighth, Vish ninth, Liam 10th, and as soon as I said that, I told you it wouldn't say the same because Perry has just gone to provisional pole.
39.4. 2 tenths ahead. 2 minutes 45 to go in the session. Maybe time for one more run for all of those guys in the pits. Let's see who we got out on track on a lap at the moment. The Millsies, we've not given him any attention today. Just comes out of turn 1 up towards the S section. Throwing that Sauber around.
I'm going to watch the Vish's lap. As he comes to the line with a second quicker than his provisional time, goes to fourth, Vish. 140.0.
Great lap from Vish. Millsies is backed out of his lap, so we'll move away from him. Let's go back to Motorsport.
And then look at Perry, see if he can go quicker. No, he's 4 tenths down, so don't think it's going to happen.
And as we watch Motorsport come round on his lap, I'm just going to have a look through the chat. So we've got a nice little economics revision session going on between Two-Spell and Mitch at the minute, or the planning of one at least. Two-Spell saying, interesting, nobody's going for a long qualifying run as scrubbed inters or wets are faster and more grippy than fresh ones. I think that's just their inexperience, to be honest with these guys. A lot of them haven't raced in a league before.
This is did his time on newish intermediates.
Yeah, in fact I could just put that on and we'll see how many laps they've... So as you can see on that graphic there, the number of laps.
Perry's. Here we go, last chance saloon.
Motorsport coming round, does not improve his time. Unless he's going for a second run. He's still pushing hard. ERS still in hot lap mode. Got Jordan in the chat. Welcome, Jordan. Tier 2 commentator. We missed you last week.
Can I make that assumption? I don't know if that's a correct assumption I've just made there.
What assumption was it?
Claudio is Juventus.
It is Juventus.
Yeah. Saying how crucial it is to be on track right at the very end.
Especially in these conditions. Yep, he's not wrong. He also said earlier he was interested to see what tyres people chose, so he's doing his homework, ready for Thursday.
Perry's 2 tenths quicker.
I'm watching Dan. I didn't see his first sector split, but he's coming through the spoon curve, so we'll see his second sector.
Right, Dadclan's retired.
That's a full course caution. Sectors 1 and 2 now.
Perry's gone quicker. Whoa, that's into 38.
38.9. Dan coming up. It's just a 38.1. I have no idea if that's quicker or not, but he's pushing hard. Through 130R, over 190 mile an hour, braking into the final chicane. Can he improve his time? Can he take pole back from Perry? Powers for the line. Through the final turn. Can he do it? No, he can't. No, he does improve his time, but it's not enough.
Here we go, Varamir is the next one on track.
Varamir next on track, out of 130R. Into the chicane. Vish is retired somewhere. Oh, I'm sorry, Jordan. I forgot it was your birthday last week. But welcome to the big double decade club.
The double decade club.
From here on, it's all downhill.
When you stop being called old.
Yeah. You start getting called a man by children in lifts. when they're with their parents, by the way.
Jesus. I'm so glad you managed that.
I am as well. I need to tell the whole story now, don't I? Those people are going to think I'm weird.
You tell it. You've started it. You got to tell it.
Yeah, I'll tell it just so I don't feel as weird as I know I sound. My first experience of being called old and feeling like an actual grown-up was in a lift in a boot store, and a child was there with its mother, and it was asked, ask the man where he wants to go, and that cut deep. But moving on, we'll have a run through of the final qualifying order as soon as it appears on screen. We've got Millsy's in the chat saying he invalidated both his laps when he needed to improve. It's really unfortunate for you, mate. Hopefully you can fight through in the race and get a decent result. So, our final run through of the order. Perry, P1 with a 138.9. Dan Robbo second, Varamir third, Dabclan fourth, Vish, great performance in P5, Racer sixth, Blank seventh, Cali 8th, Liam 9th, Motorsport 10th, Cygate 11, Power 12, Millsy's 13, and then your Dan Hilton even set a time in 14th. Matrix crashed at turn 2 before he could set a time. He is 16th, and Neles starts from the back thanks to the combination of his qualifying ban and a disqualification.
So we have a few predictions.
We have, but before we get to those, we've been joined by the man himself. Ricky's here.
Oh yes. Yay! Yes, I'm here. I'm absolutely buzzing to watch this Tier 3 race.
So we're going to have some carnage into turn 1.
Guys do.
Yeah, it will be, yeah. So,
what do you think, Dan?
Ooh.
I'm taking the front guys on the softs.
I think they should all start on softs, if I'm being brutally honest. I think softs to mediums is probably the best bet for all of them. I can see just out the corner there a lot of guys on the soft tyre. But
I think you're right.
Let's have a look at the tyre. Everyone on soft tyres apart from Matrix, who starts on mediums, and we all know what he can do on weird tyre strategies.
Apparently I'm quiet, so I'll just up the mic. I think it's okay to join either on the formation lap.
Yeah, you should be good.
A few predictions coming in. Oaksy's gone with Varamir P1, Perry P2 and Vish P3.
Ricky's a bit quiet. Jesus Christ, the first time I've heard that.
I was going to say, first time I've ever known that as well for you.
Mitch has his money, I think, on Perry for winning today. Apparently he's felt confident all week. Now this one.
I really want to see what Nellis can do from the back. I know he's a bit annoyed at the quali ban, but like you just said, and maybe he can have something to say about who gets the win.
The one I want to look out for today, and I hope he has a half decent race, because we know he's got good one lap pace, but his race running has been abysmal, and we can probably guess who that is, Danny.
Is it Dabclan by any chance?
It is Dabclan.
Yeah, he needs a solid performance here.
Lap pace, but let's see if he's got the race pace today.
And then the ever-present magical performer, Matrix, starting P15. Honestly, I think he's going to get another podium here.
I'm calling it. He's making 5 positions up in the first lap. There you go. You got it.
Is that with or without retirements?
I didn't say with or without. I just said 5 places.
No, you can. Oh, Dabclan disqualified in the final corner. Vish as well, and it's Racer, and Blank, and Cali.
Yeah, they're going too slow, man.
Yeah.
They were trying to.
Being that close to the start-finish line, it won't matter that much, I wouldn't think.
No, shouldn't do. Oh, great view of the pit exit there.
It's exactly what we need.
That is fantastic. I'm trying to get one.
I'm quite surprised how low Motorsport is. He's shown some really good pace in pretty much every Grand Prix, so he might be the one to watch out from the midfield.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit unlucky in qualifying, but Hopefully he can fight his way back through.
Here we go.
So here we go. 3, 4, 5. Lights out and away we go, but we're not going again. It's the tier 3 glitch all over again, but here we go finally. Perry gets a good drive away, so does Dan. That's challenging down the inside. Varamir gets a solid P3, overtaking Dabclan, and then puts one up the inside of Perry. Dan needs to be careful, who's taking the lead.
Contact between Callie and Liam.
We're going to jump away from the leaders just to watch the midfield here.
Nellis and Sygate, they had their battle last week and they're right next to each other again.
It's round 2.
And he is.
Gloves are definitely off between those two.
Perry got a oh, Varamir runs wide. Manages to keep P3.
How's Nellis? Nellis has just avoided 3 cars and he's still got his front nose, so he's quite fortunate there.
Great drive from him, but look at Matrix. 3 places. Catches his wheel on the grass and he's got Vish on the inside, but he should have a better traction going wide there. Vish squeezes, but Liam's not giving it up. Careful, boys.
Horrible first lap.
Oh, there's contact there, and Vish takes the position. Dan Hilton just behind.
Matrix is already up to 12.
3 places gained for him. Got Racer closing in on Varamir down towards 130R. Is he going to sling one up the inside here, or is he going to be sensible and sit? He sticks behind. Can he throw one into the chicane? He's moved out. He's gone for it late on the brakes. Locks the inside. Oh! I think he just about made that clean.
Oh, Matrix nearly went in the back of blank.
Guys, I just want to say, Matrix is on the medium compound, so he's clearly going super soft at the end. That might play.
Yes, he is.
Greatly
And he's already up to 11th.
We've got Blank. He must have spun out somewhere. He's down to 16th. He's last.
Yeah, I think there was contact with Matrix into the Casio triangle, as it's now called for some reason. Still going to call it Casio.
Casio triangle.
Triangle.
Let's see, we've got Dabclan closing in on Varamir now. That Mercedes not happy on those tyres at the moment.
Meanwhile,
after a great start.
Escaping out front.
He's pulling away from Perry. 2 seconds clear of him.
I'm just keeping an eye on these Pink Panthers guys. I'm just wondering if they're going to do the old switcheroo, because this seems to be the quicker Force India at this moment.
Let's all jump on board with you. See if we can spot that one.
Yeah, Callie's gone wide at the hairpin, so yeah, Fish does pick up.
Fish takes it.
Very wide.
Kelly lost the back end.
He's hit Matrix.
And the Ferrari has wing damage.
That is. Oh! I thought
Matrix has got front right wing damage.
Matrix does have wing. Yeah.
Now that's nice.
Now what does Matrix do here? That Ferrari has wing damage. Quite significantly as well.
How long is the soft roll?
I think he's got to stay out. Hope for a safety car.
We'll have to, but he's got quite significant. It's not that probably a red front wing. That's quite significant damage.
That's the biggest issue about going on the hardest compound, because if you get damage, that's it. Your race over.
I think he needs to box and go softs and then super softs and pray for a safety car.
Moves he's in the back of Caddy.
Yeah, Matrix pits.
I've gone around the outside.
Is it possible that he'll go on the mediums and do stuff at the end? No, he isn't.
Possibly. He's going for soft tyres.
Yeah. Maybe doing 2 soft stops.
Oh, Blank run wide into turn 1. Trying to get past Enos to try and get past Power.
Dabclan all over the back of Varamir still.
I have to say, Motorsport up to P6 already within 3 laps.
Yeah, that's a great start for him.
Now as well.
I say the big movers, we've got, like you say, Motorsport up 4 places. Dabclan dives down the inside of that Mercedes of Varamir. A little bit of contact, but he does, and he's got the inside line, but Dabclan, yeah, if he's got enough space, not quite enough, tucks in behind.
Moosey's gone past Caddy. Caddy's run deep again into the hairpin by the looks of things.
Oh, poor exit from Spoon from Varamir. Dabclan all over the back of that Mercedes.
NT Motorsport close behind. It could be 3.
Could be 3.
Dabclan should wait to the pit straight, to be honest. Oh, man.
Varamir runs very wide. Motorsport gets through as well. Varamir loses 2 places. That's simply because he was defending into 130R. You don't need to defend there necessarily. it takes someone with massive knackers to make a move down the inside there.
Oh, Nellis has just caught the little kink on the pit straight and he's nearly spun it into the wall.
Ooh, DRS open as well, that's not going to be a good thing.
Oh, top three slowly just escaping away from everyone else at the moment.
Pulling themselves clear. We're going to see a multi-21 from the two Red Bulls.
I would think so. Mellors is much quicker at this stage. Kelly's in the pits. And he's on to the soft tyres.
Soft tyres?
Disgusting change.
He's going for two stop then.
Yeah.
I like that idea, Jordan. We should give all the championship winners a Toblerone.
Toblerone,
yes, and we'll give you a blankety blank, alright?
Blankety blank jokes are they're your department, not mine. Let's see, is there anybody really going to challenge anyone? Motorsport all over the back of Dabplant. Can he go for another move into the chicane? Motorsport tries to hang one around the outside.
Dabplant did not give him any room there whatsoever.
It was a fair move though, from what I could see. I was on board with Motorsport.
A great move down the inside at Spoon to get past Millsy.
Oh, Nellis is struggling to get past Dan Hilton here.
6 to 3, we've got a yellow.
Yellow in sector.
Sidegate
at the chicane.
Power's in the pits with no front wing.
I think they've had contact, yeah. Power needs a new front wing.
A lot of carbon fibre and Power retires.
Retired. Fair play to Power though, retired in the pits.
Yep. It's a minimum requirement.
I'll tell you what guys, with Matrix hanging 40, this gives people plenty of chance to gain on him in the championship.
It certainly does. They'll be praying for a safety car.
Yep. It gives people like Dan and Terry, you know,
yeah,
they either overtake or extend their lead they have on.
Yeah, I think Dan's looking pretty good for automatic promotion for sure. He's had a great start to the championship.
Then we'll have some brotherly competition in Tier 2 next season then.
Oh yes. Have you thought about that, Matt? Have you thought about teammates or?
I don't think we could cope in our household.
You'd kill each other.
There would be much depth curve. There would be a Red Bull Hungary incident from. Not Hungary incident, Turkey incident from all those years ago. Yeah.
Ooh.
Probably best not, I think.
Dab is now the fastest man on track.
No real battles at the minute. It's Varame on Motorsport.
And Varame.
Yeah.
And, Varame seems to have better straight line speed, but struggles through sector 1 and 3 for whatever reason.
Oh, Dan Hilton's made the mistakes and Nellis has got past. Let's see if he's actually now got the pace to close in on Liam Vish for his next targets up the road.
Welcome Dominique. He's our #1 fan.
He is. I was missing him.
Our dedicated viewer.
He is. What did you miss, Dominic?
We were talking Toblerone.
We've been talking Toblerone, but I think you've seen that in the chat. Race-wise, it was a wet qualifying. The top two swapped over at the start of the race, and Dan has pulled away from Perry, as you can see there. Matrix started 15th, made a really good start, and then got some wing damage, so had to pit again, and that's sort of thrown his strategy out the window, really.
Blank on Dan Hilton. Blank on Dan Hilton.
Blank on Dan Hilton. Test the straight line speed. Is he going to go for it there, or is he going to sit behind? He should sit behind and then go for the chicane.
That you got the inside. Go on, lad.
Lick the stamp.
Or is he going to wait for DRS?
Here we go, Varame on MP Motorsport. Oh, he's trying to go around the outside. It's not
I'm
happening
still
there.
watching blank on Dan Hilton. He's got DRS and he's in the tow. We'll go on board. Moves to the inside, down towards
Easy.
turn 1. Easy move, as you said, Ricky.
Nice. By with this time.
These top four seem to be maintaining the gap between each other. I think a bit of tyre management is going on.
I wouldn't want to be the first one to jump though. The mediums do take 2 to 3 laps to heat up, so I think the overcut is the way to go here.
What lap are we thinking for them to be pitting on?
I was thinking about lap 11.
Yeah, 11.
Lap 11. Lap 11 to mediums.
Maybe 12.
That's very much doable.
Having said that, guys, maybe the softs can hold up to about 17, and the super softs last stint. Is that a possibility?
I mean, it could be. I mean, you would have had to look after them a lot, and I don't think any of the guys at the front are going to be that
I think if you're
careful on them.
just outside the points or from 10th downwards, you may look at possibly doing that if you want to, as an option, to go for it, but I think most of the people will be looking at going from softs to mediums.
If I was Nellis, I'd certainly be looking at the super soft last stint.
The only thing I'd worry about with Nellis is he's going to push so hard getting himself up the field.
Oh, there's VSC. Now's the perfect time to jump onto their mediums.
All the leaders are through. Everyone's past it. It's only the guys. It's Millsy's backwards.
Oh yeah, but Matrix isn't.
Oh, drive through for speeding under the VSC.
Oh, Matrix, what you done, like? I don't think you can do it under the VSE either.
He might be able to.
Blank was the first one that could have done and hasn't and stayed out.
I don't think you can do it under this vehicle safety car.
Where has Dan lost it?
Matrix is coming in. I don't know if he's going for the drive-through or if he's coming in for the stop.
Yeah, maybe he's put into medium.
He's stopping for a fresh set of softs. And that will take him to the end.
Yeah.
After his performance in Russia, I'm confident he can get to the end on those.
I don't really think that's a good move at all, to be honest.
Neither do I, but if he's gone for the balanced tyre strategy, then, or the tyre selection, he's not going to have another set of mediums to jump on.
I want to point out Dan somehow managed to pick up nearly a second, or at least 8/10 under the virtual safety car.
Able to keep his delta bang on the limit.
I just wonder if Kevy's just giving Dan a bit of room, you know, so he's not overheating his tyres, making them last.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, Matt, bring out Matt's favourite phrase, give him the psychological advantage. Dan Hilton in the chat again, saying it's not his day today and 130R is certainly not his corner. If that's where you went out, Dan, it definitely isn't. One in qualifying, one in the race. Really unfortunate for you. We look forward to seeing you again next week.
We'll
Hope you can bounce back.
Hilton hotel corner.
It's an hotel corner.
Oh, I tell you what, Barrymore's really struggling on this set of tyres.
Let's see how many laps.
I think it's because he's been within second of him for so long. That's the problem. He's just back end again, snaking out under traction.
It just looks
Like
really
Perry.
unstable.
Now, Dan's tyres are either overheating, he's either ERS saving, or he's got nothing left of them because he's lost a second this lap.
No, I think he's made a mistake.
I think he has. We'll see though, because if you're overheating, he'll pit now.
Yeah. It seems quite weird that the tyres overheating 9 laps on the soft.
He has pushed quite hard over him to try and get.
Yeah, but he's extending his lead again now, so I don't know, maybe he's just...
ERS saving.
Maybe.
An ERS saving that possibly. Because it was on 20% for the VSC, so
Maybe. Maybe he might just... Yeah, he's pulled it back out to 2.3. I think it might have been just a mistake.
You could have such an advantage if he picked runs the VSC. It would have been a race changer for sure.
Yeah, it's just a shame because most of the leaders were already through and down through turn 1 before it came out.
Blank's catching up to an LS.
So there's not a lot of battles going on at the moment, but there's a lot of people within 3 or 4 seconds, well, less than 4 seconds within the next car, either in front or behind. He's obviously giving himself enough space, possibly, to stop any overheating issues, would be my thinking.
I think Perry has to wait for Dan Robin to pit.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although he's closed that gap up by nearly a second again in that middle sector.
If Perry waits one lap, I think he'll jump Dan.
Seems to be that Dan is stronger in that first sector. When they match each other in the move sector, and then it's that last sector, I think, where Perry's just clawing all that pace back again.
Yeah, let me see. Dan needs to pit this lap probably.
Oh, Nellis has made a mistake. Blank's going to run the outside.
Yes, and he's got DRS to escape as well. And there's the first penalty of the evening. Motorsport with 3 seconds.
No, there's been more than that. I just haven't bothered to...
Oh, have you been paying attention?
Sorry to burst you.
Oh.
Burst your bubble, but there's not been many though. It's been Power, Liam, Millsy, obviously Matrix with the drive-through, and now MP Motorsport, so there's not been many. Let's just say it's been a lot cleaner than Russia a week ago.
Don't remind me of that.
I think they made it through 2-1 this week.
I was praying you crashed, Ricky, in the Tier 2 race. After I went out. In the Tier 2 race in Russia, I was praying you went out.
Yeah,
Not just because I want to get you in the Drivers' Championship.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dan pits in this lap.
I think he should do, given the pace he's lost. So we'll watch him through the final chicane. And he does indeed dive into the pits.
Yeah, no, Perry has to push this lap and he will jump him, I believe.
He's into overtake mode as well. He's pushing hard.
This is the lap. This is the lap where it could win the race.
Let's go on board with Perry, see what he can do.
Who else is in? Dabcan's pitted as well.
Dabcan.
So they're going on medium tyres.
Blank and Nellis are in as well.
Wouldn't a virtual safety car just be disastrous for Dan?
Well, it's happened before, it happened last week. No,
Yeah.
sorry, it happened in Italy even.
Proper safety car in Italy.
Not ruined him there.
Williams second and fourth at the minute.
Yeah,
Doing well.
Be a strong.
That'd be brilliant for the constructors at the minute.
Yeah, they're currently 5th in the constructors at the moment with 32 points. So a good point score would be very much welcome.
Perry up towards Spoon Curve. He's run pretty much the whole lap in overtake. Nicely taken through Spoon. Touches the grass on the inside unnecessarily. They're trying to cut it too fine. Through 130R flat out. Locks up, so that doesn't matter here. He's pitting in. Matrix, fastest lap of the race. You can see everyone's pitting in front of him.
Here we go.
Here comes Perry. He's into the pits. So where's Dan?
Penalty anyway, so that's alright. He's just coming up round to it, yeah. I think Perry's done this. I think he's fine.
Perry's just leaving his pit box
He's
now.
just left.
Oh, it's going to be close.
I think Perry's done him by a couple of seconds, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, one lap.
Here we go. On board with Dan.
Oh, Perry's out.
He's got back out in front.
Oh,
my God, he has just done it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Millsy's 5 second stop and go for speed in the pit lane, but now it's a straight drive to the finish.
You've got to put the hammer down now while Perry's still on cold tyres. Here we go.
Got to get himself out of that
I
DRS
honestly
zone.
believe that Dan would not be in the lead after that.
Shows you what a good good outlet that probably was then.
Yeah, and Perry's in lap was a fairly good lap as well. And you can tell Dan has no ERS left. He was pushing hard, really hard there.
Yeah, but this is a massive advantage for Perry. He's got fresher tyre, more ERS. If I'm down here, I'm just putting it into zero, save completely, get overtaken, but just use the slipstream and then go on the attack.
Banks on the back of Liam, who's disappeared.
Back end stepped out for the Toro Rosso there, probably compromised his exit a little bit.
Oh, still got the pace, look at that.
Still got the drive down. Is he going to send one? Well defended there by Liam.
MP Motorsport's finally got past Varamir, but that's because Varamir's in the pits.
Varamir's in the
Shout
pits.
out to the man Vish into P3, go on lad.
Yes.
Hey boys, we're on a Williams 1-2 here, Jesus Christ.
Not seen since what? 06?
I'm going to ask Two Spell Wizard, he's watching the chat, when was the last Williams 1-2? I'm sure you'll know the answer.
So I think it'll be... Is it Schumacher Montoya? If they ever got a 1-2.
What, Williams?
Not Williams, mate. Jesus.
I'm going to look it up.
Williams 1-2. Heinz Pence and Jacques Villeneuve, maybe? 97?
Maybe.
Definitely had the best car that year. Yeah, the overcut gained, from what Mitch is saying in the chat, the overcut gained him a second on Dan. So the overcut does work, it just didn't work as well as he wanted it to.
See, the thing that's, I wouldn't say worrying me, but it's making me think a little bit. Dan is ERS saving right now. The highest mode he's putting that battery into is mode 2. Perry's running mode 3, mode 4.
As soon as you say that, Tank put it in overtake because
Has he?
Perry's got DRS. Yeah.
Dan just needs to put it in zero for a lap or two and just deal with the situation as it comes.
He's putting it in zero as he goes through the S section.
Yeah, but he's using it all by the time he gets it to 130. He's not going to stay in the front by doing this. I had a similar situation in Italy with Jake.
Oh, it runs wide!
I was just saying that I had a similar situation with Jakey Boy. I was constantly using my ERS forward straight and I was just sitting duck.
Yeah.
But now's the time to put it into ERS saving mode, use Perry slipstream, and then get him back. I'd be cursing under that helmet.
He certainly will be. Perry therefore takes the de facto lead once the three in front of him come into the pits.
Where's Perry in the championship?
Perry is currently third in the championship, I believe. Because he's also missed a race.
Yeah.
Two spells in the chat. France 2003, Ricky. He thinks.
France 2003.
I can confirm that. That is France 2003.
Who was driving for them then?
He's such a disgusting wizard.
I believe it's Jean Pablo Montoya and Ralph Schumacher, possibly.
What did I say? Schumacher Montoya?
Ah, right, yeah. Michael Schumacher now. I just forgot about Ralph Schumacher. He's basically non-existent in the sport. Oh man.
I would have loved to have seen them in the same team, you know.
Just finished 14 hours at work, leave me alone.
Dominic's just pointing something out for us.
Yeah, I spotted it. I just didn't think it was worth mentioning at the time, but he's right.
Now,
5 seconds stop gone.
Liam, but I didn't have a great view. It looked very aggressive, that move.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Guys, how long's the pit stop here? Is it about 27 seconds?
28
give or
seconds, I
take
think.
27, 28, yeah. Got a yellow flag.
Oh,
Is that
yellow
blank?
flag.
Oh, is
It's
this the safety car?
No, it is blank, it is blank. He's hit the wall.
Oh, you
He's-
blankety blank.
And he's
There
got
it is.
significant wing damage as well to the left-hand side.
right.
So
He ran
Oh,
wide
no.
at the top of the Dunlop curve, and he was lucky just to lose the front wing, but he clattered into the wall.
he might be able to stay out there because it's on the left-hand side.
Guys coming in on to
Perry's all over Vish. Vish is struggling now in his spot.
here
the
we
two-
go. They're trying it.
Oh, the Williams,
Supersofts.
they've done a stack stop.
No.
Wow, this is disgusting. This is such a bad call.
They've all gone to super softs. Now then.
This is
Yeah, but-
interesting.
Same lap, they could have they cost themselves more time than one more lap would have done.
Let's have a look.
Oh, I'm not so
Russell
sure.
coming
I
out.
don't think they cost themselves as
They've
much
come
as I
out-
first thought.
Because of everyone's shenanigans in
It's
the
10 seconds
midfield.
behind Perry. I tell you, actually, this might be a good call.
But they've
might be
they've
doable here.
made at least one place up each from where they were before everyone started picking.
Now then.
Dan's got 3 seconds.
That could be crucial
could
come
be
the end of
it.
this race.
I think Race is on for the win. I don't think Motorsport, he might be able to get a podium, but not the win.
So I think we could see a Williams podium here. Maybe a double podium.
I think Race, I'm not sure about the double podium.
Depends how his pace is. I don't want to rule out Fish was finishing in the top 5.
No, I wouldn't either.
No, I think, well, 8 seconds behind now, that's very doable. I'll tell you what would be beautiful now is a friggin' safety car, isn't it? I mean, I do go on about a safety car, but I love a little bit of a twist at the end of the race.
I say safety car right now. That's if they all pitted. So,
Nellis is struggling out of spin corner.
watching Vish closing in on Nellis, stretching those gears out. Eases off
Go
the
on, Vish,
throttle
lad.
just to sit behind him through 130R.
This is waiting. This should be straightforward, to be fair.
He'll get him here, I think.
Miles better traction. Yeah, this is done. You can see it
DRS, ERS into overtake. He'll be in rich fuel as well. Nellis defence to the inside, but Vish is probably going to
doesn't
get him.
matter.
Worst camera
No.
angle in the world.
The outside.
Oh, Vish is gone!
I knew it. I knew
Did they
it.
touch? Did they touch?
Yeah. I would say they did.
I didn't have a view of
Oh,
it.
I
It was
took-
giving me that awful camera where it
was on-
puts you over the driver's
Yeah,
shoulder.
I was on board with Vish, and I don't know. I think there'll be a few incidents about that. I think there'll be a few student inquiries.
I think you're right, and that'll have definitely
Oh,
put
that-
some wear on those super softs.
Yeah, and the tyre temps will be screaming. Oh,
I think
poor
that now
Vish.
that now counts Vish out of a probably out of a top 5. I think definitely out of the.
I'm going to put the
podium
blame on my
chances.
teammate there for saying Vish is in for a top 5.
Case of the commentator strikes again.
I mean, I don't have sole blame for this because the incident didn't happen straight after I said it, so I think I got away with it. Possibly. Sorry, Vish. Yeah.
I'm going to watch Racer now, see if he can get Dabclan into turn 1. Not got the
I
best
think
drive out the
Dabclan's-
final corner,
Dabclan's
but
doing Dan a favour here by holding him up.
Racer not using his DRS through there.
Yeah, he is, but Dan has got 3 seconds at least. I don't think Racer has any penalties.
No,
I'm
but
gonna look. I'm gonna look.
Dabclan's gap between him and Dan is held or stayed pretty much the same.
Oh, Dabclan's gone! He's gone!
Oh, he's gone.
He's round in the gravel. He needs to be careful rejoining here. He's going to be a Mercedes through him.
That was close, and then Motorsports goes down the inside and he touched again.
Dab, you need to be more wise than that, mate.
Barry's got 3 seconds.
Yeah,
That could help Dan out as well.
That can also help
Perry's-
MP Motorsport as well.
Perry's got a 3-second gap as well, so
yeah, he's only got 1 warning, Perry. Dan's got a penalty and 2 warnings.
Ooh.
And Racer has nothing, he's completely clean, does not have
Oh, you
anything.
blankety blank.
I think, yes, Dominic, I think he did ghost through him, because let's have a look, has Varamir got wing damage?
Yeah.
No.
No, he ghosted through him, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that.
So
Yeah.
ghosting finally doing its job.
I still think that was an unsafe return though, so... Yeah.
Okay, so the battle to watch now would be Racer closing in on Dan for P2.
Yeah.
It certainly would be. And we've got Liam closing in on Vish as well. Or has Vish re-overtaken him? I think he has. Liam, incidentally, at the minute, running under-fueled to finish the race.
Come on guys, bring out a safety car.
I tell you what, if that had
Not
been,
the- not
if
deliberately.
ghosting hadn't happened there should have definitely been one.
Yeah, that was very,
I
very
mean,
lucky.
just saying, Ghosting obviously didn't do its job last week, but you know.
Oh, no, it didn't. Well, not for you anyway.
No.
Well, any poor sod that was behind me.
I'll say nothing much could be done about my one.
So Racer needs to gain 6.6 seconds.
He doesn't need to. He only needs to gain 3 seconds, really. Because Dan's
No,
got...
he's down got 6 seconds.
No, I was Racer got 3 seconds as well.
No, Racer's got none, that's what I'm saying, he needs to gain 6.6 seconds.
Well, Dan's got 3 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah.
So he needs the gap to be at least less than 3 seconds.
Yeah, it was.
At a worst
6.9
case
then,
scenario. At a worst case scenario.
We're about to see if the medium to super soft.
I don't want to say anything, but
Finally.
it's that time. It's that time of the week again where we see Dabcan's race unravel.
It's a shame for him. He's still running in the
He
points
seems
though, and he's still on
He
track.
seems to do well in
Sure.
qualifying, but he seems to struggle when it comes to racecraft. But, you know, he's obviously only a youngster and will get better at it.
Neles now, I'm watching him close in on Dabclan. He's also running under-fueled at the moment.
Yeah.
And
No ERS.
no ERS
And he's
whatsoever.
pushed hard to catch up to that Sauber.
But neither is Dabcan. They're both.
Matrix pitting for super softs, so I was wrong. Those softs didn't get him to the end.
And he's just let Perry look through as well.
I just want to say that Balkan has 2 penalties, whereas Nellis has 0. So Nellis will jump that plan at this rate.
And also,
As
so
will Vish. Yeah.
and possibly Liam, depending if Liam can stay with Vish.
Yeah,
I've
if
got
Liam
to say,
can...
compared to Russia, this is quite impressive how clean this race has been.
It's sedate.
Yeah.
Disappointingly sedate.
'Cause I was expecting there to be like 6 cars go out at turn 1 and...
Now this is great because it means there's no incidents to review later on.
That's only
Stewards
your
get
problem,
less
we don't have to
happy
worry
with
about
it.
I know.
that. We're in that blissful position of having a position of some sort of power in commentary, but not having to do any of the steward's work.
I know, mate. Tough world, isn't it?
Oh,
I gotta get up at,
Callie's gone off.
I gotta get up at 6 AM to give Tier 1 their qualifying weather as well.
Oh, again. So you've been a
Wow.
trooper with that.
You know, it's part and parcel of being a member of the team, mate, you know.
Oh, and he's so modest, isn't he? Oh. No, to be fair, I have immense respect for you getting up that early to do it, because it would kill me.
Oh, it does
To be
kill me,
honest.
mate. But,
You getting up before 12 o'clock will kill you.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, that's right, you heard.
Yeah. Just because I live a relaxed lifestyle does not mean I can be persecuted for it.
Anyway, it doesn't matter, because MP Motorsports is closing on the back of Varamir.
He certainly
I
is.
just want to say, Racer is not closing it on them superstars at all.
Oh, maybe he's having to look after them a little bit.
And I wouldn't say Dan's pushing very hard either. He's not really using ERS.
There's 5.4 seconds between Dan and Racer, so that gap is closing, but Perry's keeping the lead quite well, to be fair to him.
So it's more a case of Dan going slowly, I think, than Racer going
Yeah.
quickly.
I'm not going to say anything. What I was going to say.
Motorsport,
Otherwise I'll get
better
blamed
exit than
once
Varamir
again.
out of Spoon Curve, but not really... No, he is closing. Not going to look for it into 130R.
Which side are you going to go?
Yeah.
I think he's going to leave.
Oh, he's gone for it. He's licked it.
Go on, lad. He's gone.
Great
He
move.
sent it.
Yeah, Barrymore should get a better exit though.
And he'll have DRS as well.
Wow. Great move.
Neither car having the DRS open at the moment.
Loved it. Loved it, Motorsport. You should be welcome to move like that, lad.
That was caught on stream as well.
It was. That was a great overtake.
It was.
What I was going to say earlier was Perry should have this in the bag, but you know, now I've said it. Commentators cursing and all that, apparently.
Racer's catching all the time now. He needs 1.9 seconds within 4.5 laps.
That's definitely doable for him at the moment.
Oh yes. I think that he's just off of his left front.
Blank. Oh,
It's all gone wrong for Blank.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty added to the end, isn't it? So. Good battle going on between 9th and 8th.
Yeah, I've just noticed that Liam was brought back up with mission.
Yeah, I think that'll be that turn 1 incident for Vish, you know.
Well, I don't really know if there was contact because the view I had was quite ambiguous.
Liam.
He's pushing too hard to try and get through. He needs to bide his time.
Yeah, around there as well.
Yeah. He's still running underfueled.
There's two battles still developing. The old Varamir Motorsport battle that seems to be going on with you guys.
This is the kind of situation where you know you've underfueled at the beginning of the race. He wants to be in rich mode now when he can't because he's underfueled.
A lot of discussion in the chat right now, talking about who's going to get second place out of those two guys. Stephen thinks Dan will keep it.
Oh, I don't know. I think it'll be Racer, unfortunately.
You think it'll be Racer?
Well, the super softs are only 7 laps old. They must have more speed in them.
Jordan thinks Racer's going to get it. Be honest.
Gone past Dabcan.
Now let's get past Dabclan for P6.
Yeah, I think Dabcan's overdone them tyres, to be honest.
I think you're right.
Do you know what? I'm going to make a call now that Liam and Vish both overtake Dabcan.
That's big. 4 seconds covering those three cars. We'll soon find out.
Oh, Vish gone wide!
Oh! I was there to close up.
Wide. Vish has gone so wide.
I'm so here we go.
But it gives him a better exit out of Spoon.
Oh, Varamir and MP Motorsport are pretty much pushing each other along the way.
This has been a battle for all the race, pretty much.
Oh, there we go.
I think Motorsport's DRS is stuck open. Because I don't know it isn't. I don't know who he would have had it from.
He had it from...
Is there a back marker there?
Yeah, there was.
Oh, Liam's got Vish. He's going for it into turn 1.
Got it. Now
he runs wide. Vish comes back at him with the switchback. We had a great camera angle for that as well.
Oh, Liam's got back again.
And Liam hangs it through.
Vish was going to squeeze him out and then sort better of it.
Great racing.
Good respect for one another.
Right, now Liam needs to get himself away from that Force India. Yeah,
I'm just wondering if Vish is struggling on his super softs now, then maybe Racer will be struggling on his.
There's another 3 seconds for Liam. That's 9 seconds total.
That's a good spot there, Ricky, because Racer's...
Yeah, look at he's dropping now. Yeah.
Liam's got to push now because he's got shed loads of penalties.
Got 9 seconds worth of penalties. He'll definitely keep P9, I think.
I think the tyres are gone. It's the fact that he's already gained the second and a half already.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? The super softs have definitely gone off.
And that's going to be interesting because Varamir should this time with a better run and DRS.
So ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, is there anyone...
I tell you what, Barrymore's favourite to get motorsport here because he's on the mediums. I would not be surprised to see him overtaking here.
It's been
No, I think you're right. It has. It's been a great battle between these two. Is there anyone in the chat who... anyone on the track even, that you guys in the chat want to hear from in the interviews? I'm going to invite Perry, obviously, he's our race winner, and I'll probably invite one of the two Williams guys, just so I can talk to them about their strategy. Because it's definitely helped them get fair way up the order. It'll probably be Racer, because he's going to keep that podium place. He might even get P2.
Really interesting.
No, he's not, no. I just want to say, fair play to Nellis. He's had a tough couple of races and he's got himself up from last.
Oh, that comes launched down the inside of Nellis, contact into the hairpin.
We're on board.
At the minute.
Oh, that comes literally pushing Nellis through.
Weaving all over the track, trying to find a way through. He's going for the switchback. That's brave. Nellis hanging it out.
I think.
Dabclan's under fueled here and he's got no battery left. He's pushed for this.
Yeah, I don't know why Nellis is still in bloody low mode. Has been touched there.
No, no contact.
I'm keeping on the Varamir MP Motorsport battle. It's happening again.
Here we go, Varamir on the outside.
Yeah, gets him into turn one.
Right move.
Yeah, nicely done, mate. Now, I'm just gonna have a look at penalties, guys. Has
oh, big contact! Dabclan on Nellis into turn one.
Yeah, Dabclan's lost wing.
He has lost wing.
Lost loads of wing. Now then, can Liam profit from
and or Vish get him? He's not got enough fuel to finish the lap. He's got no battery left.
Meanwhile, Perry is just exited the spoon curve.
Just out of the spoon curve. We'll see him come down. He's got Matrix ahead of him, who should pull to one side.
Yeah. I just want to say fair play to the Williams guys. They've had a great race.
They have, yeah, definitely.
Great strategy that seemed to work for them.
We need to think about driver of the day as well, lads.
I'm going to give Nellis not driver of the day.
Got Perry wins!
And he does. Perry takes the win. Dan P2. We'll see Racer come out the final corner to take P3 for Williams.
Yeah, he lost quite a lot of time.
Varamir got past MP Motorsport obviously on the last lap, so
penalties pending, but I think Varamir hasn't gotten in. So.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Nello's driver of the day, going from last to P6. Or do you want to give it to someone like Racer?
I would give it to someone like that. Racer would be my...
Racer's yours. Ricky, you say Nello's?
Yeah, I just think he had a lot of traffic to deal with. He had people nearly spinning in front of him, and I think he's driven a pretty decent drive.
And testament to how those super softs went off, Liam has stayed ahead of Vish despite having 9 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, but look how close, oh my god.
Yeah, half a tenth in it. Wow.
That can finish 9th.
Hey guys, double point finish for the Cybers, fair play. Well done.
Yeah, great job from them.
Just waiting for Caddy, Blank and Matrix.
Matrix nowhere, Blank nowhere. This is massive for the championship.
2 big names missing out in points today.
So we've got a consensus in the chat of Nellis for driver of the day, so we'll go with the consensus. Nellis will be our driver of the day, so we'll have
people power.
Yeah, people power wins out.
I just think he had a qualifying ban last race and he didn't have the best of races. Qualifying ban was fine. He's got his head down, knuckle down. He's got some good points.
He's fought through well. Right, so.
I'm fairly to see them top Rosses in the top spot after watching bloody Owl season.
So with any luck, you'll be racing him next year, and you can leave me to win tier 2.
Nah, mate, I'm gonna get relegated on purpose.
Right. We'll have. Can you guys invite Perry, Racer, Neles and Varamir for me, please. And
Also,
I'll
can I
do...
say that Nellis had no penalties as well?
That seals it, doesn't it, really? I think, definitely. So, your run through of the final order. Perry the Dog finishes in P1. Dan Robbo finishes 2nd. Racer 3rd. Varamir 4th. Motorsport 5th. Neles 6th. Liam 7th. That's a great result for him. Vish 8th. Dabclan 9th. Millsies rounds out your point scorers in 10th. Callie just dropping out there to 11th. Matrix fought back for 12th. Does really well. Blank was 13th. Cygate 14th, and that's the last of your finishing runners. Your retirements were Power and Dan Hilton.
I can't write Racer for some reason.
It's alright, I can do it now. Suggest the ones you've got. So we'll jump into some interviews in a moment. If you've got any questions for the guys we're going to invite in, that's Varamir, Racer, Perry and Neles. Get them in the chat now. We'll ask those guys those questions for you. Right, we'll get these guys invited now.
Is that Liam's first point this season? Sorry, it's quite a turnaround for him, isn't it? You know, 2-7.
He's had a rough ride.
Yes. Hello? Hello?
And Nello. You guys can just make sure that your audio is set to be shared, so we can hear you on stream. I just need to try and find Nello's on this list. There's got so many people on here now. Right, so while we're waiting for the other guys to join, we'll start some interviews. We'll start first with our race winner, Perry. Congratulations.
Thanks. It was a great race up front.
So it was a battle between yourself and Dan as you were coming out of the pits. Did you deliberately go for the overcut? Was that your plan all along?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know what Dan was doing, but I knew from, you know, just 12 laps on softs and being able to, I took it easy, probably the first 6 laps on the sit of softs and then pushed after that, so I still had some life for the extra lap. And I think it helped a little bit. I didn't get the pass, obviously, but I think I shaved off a few seconds.
So I think it was about 1.5 seconds you caught up to him, and then of course put him under pressure, forced him wide, and you managed to get yourself through. And then from there it seemed like it was a relatively simple drive for you.
Oh, yeah, I knew that, especially if I could get a decent start, and I felt I didn't get a good start, but just kept your nose clean, and once I got on the mediums, I knew I had a little bit better pace. So, got a little bit lucky. Dan ran wide once, and that's all I needed, and that was pretty much straightforward. So, it was a fun race nevertheless. I love Japan and the way it flows, so great track.
Yeah. Like I said, congratulations on your P1, and we look forward to seeing you carry on that some momentum into the next couple of races.
Yeah, sounds good. breaking any rules that I don't know about, so probably should read them.
I'm sure you'll be fine. So next we'll move on to the consensus vote for driver of the day, and that's Neles. He is here, isn't he? I'm sure I saw him join. Yep.
Yeah, he's in.
Neles, are you on the mic?
He's gone shy on us.
He's gone shy on us. Alright, we'll move. Yes, we'll move on then, and we'll come back to him. Next on the list, Varamir.
Hello.
Tell us about your race and your battle with Motorsport there for was it P4 in the end?
Yeah, P4. Yeah, it was an awesome race, to be fair. Just battling him pretty much constantly. I went for the overcut on him. Well, actually, I was going to do, because he was ahead of me, I was going to do the opposite to whatever he did, but then I got ahead. So I decided, right, I'll pit now if I don't, and then I end up undercutting him. So I think the undercut actually worked more. Had a good little lead from the pit stops, and then the Abclan ran wide. I think, I don't know what happened there, and I had to slam the brakes on. He caught up by 3 seconds, and then the battle started again, and my heart was racing. God, it was intense.
I was gonna say we saw you manage to just avoid a crash with Abclan when he spun out.
Yeah, it was close. I didn't know Motorsport was on super soft, and then he was catching me, and then I kind of knew then with the last 3 laps his tyres were going to fade, so I just saved fuel and saved ERS.
Fair play. I said we were watching all the way, jumping back and forth, but U2 was the main battle for that race, I think. It was some great stuff to watch. So congratulations on your P4, and good luck for the next couple of races. Right, so final interview, because Neles has had to leave us. Racer.
Yes, I have made it.
P3, he's on the podium.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been quite a dramatic improvement from the first race 2 weeks ago. I hit the wall on my own in Singapore, and yeah, the last race just didn't have the right setup, keeping the tyres healthy. I was in a good position, but I had to pit again. And in this race, I managed to find a good setup, because before this weekend, or before this championship, I've only ever really done 5-lap races. So the biggest thing's always been getting the setup right to make the tyres last. And yeah, the race started on softs and started 6th, made my way up to I think 4th, and at the beginning, and then got past.
Hang on a second, mate. Your mic's gone a little bit weird there.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear it. So I got up to I think I got up to P3 before the pit stops. Can't quite remember, but yeah, anyway, and I went for the strategy of going longer on the soft to go on the super soft. I knew on the heavy fuel load the super soft could do about 7 laps, so I thought it's worth giving it a go, and yeah, 11 to 10 laps. So yeah, got on the super soft. Abclan obviously got the undercut on me. I was catching him quite quickly, and then he came off on his own through the S's. He just lost the rear behind, just in front of me, and then after that the race was, I knew I was going to run out of tyre, so although I was catching Matty Robbo, sorry, it was just one of those where I knew I wasn't going to catch, so I just saved my tyre, and yeah, it was a good finish in the end to get P3.
So we had a couple of questions in the chat for you, and I think the big one everyone's trying to ask is how did those super softs feel on that last lap?
On the last lap, yeah. To be fair, the setup I think I might have hit the nail on the head now with setups. It was all right. I mean, yeah, it was. By the end of the last 2 laps, I was about 1.5 seconds off my best lap, but it was still, even on the last lap, it was more the front end grip for me. The worst thing is for the rear ends to go on these tyres. The rears go, you had it, but it was the fronts that went first. So I just had really bad understeering, spoon, the S's, But yeah, it was all right. I definitely the strategy I felt for me, it definitely made a difference and gave me a bit of like where there was a safety car. If it had happened, I could have had some options. The super soft also gave me very quick times for the first really 7-8 laps. It was only right at the end where the medium tyres were better. So yeah, no, I'm happy with the strategy, and P3 is brilliant.
Well, congratulations. You narrowly missed out on Driver of the Day to Neles.
Oh, yeah, well, fair enough. He did finish last. He started last, so yeah, that's fair enough.
I wanted it to give it to you, but Matt and Ricky and then the chat voted for Neles, so...
yeah, that's fair enough.
Well, I wanted to be Varamir because he's Welsh, but there we go. We can't be basing it on that.
It's not too late to change it, guys.
No, that's right. You're in a Mercedes, so that goes against you.
Maybe if it was a Ferrari.
Oh yeah.
If it was a Ferrari, you'd get it every week.
Yep.
Alright, you two, calm down. Jesus Christ.
Behave yourself. So, congratulations, you three, if you're still here, and good luck for next time out in... Is it the USA next?
Yes.
Circuit of the Americas next. So good luck for that. And thank you everyone at home for joining us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and we look forward to seeing you for the next couple of streams. You've got Tier 1 and Tier 2 on Wednesday and Thursday, 10 PM UK time. Same place, same track as well. And then this time next week for Circuit of the Americas with these guys from Tier 3, same time as well. We look forward to seeing you then. Thank you and good night.